Shrimad is by English, it's confirmed child. Shira Bhachan and Bhakti is from the Prophet Muhammad's age. Anantapur Bhachan. Namacharya Sattva Sakura Brahmasi Kahal Suddhishna Chaitanya Siyadvaita Siyasari Sigoma Sisi Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Radha Girikada Shabdava Dhamma Samayapana Dhamma and the mind and the mind. Shrimad calls Devi Bhakti Devi Son of Devi Bhakti Devi Nitai Go. Our glory is to the Son of the Devotees. Our glory is to the Son of the Devotees. Our glory is to the Son of the Devotees. Our glory is to Sagura Guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Naranam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Naruttamam Devim Saraswati Vipsat Patu Jagamati Nastapari Subhadrisu Nityam Bhagavata Seve Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavariti Nastiki. So Shrimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 16, Text 18 to 19. The title of this chapter is King Chitraketu Meets the Lord. Om Namastubhyam Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhimahi Pratyumnaya Nirudaya Nama Sankashana Cha Namo Vijnanamatraya Paramananda Mutaye Atmaramaya Sampaya Nivrita Dveta Dristate Distraye. What translation, please? Can you respond? Repeat. Om.
Om.
Oh my Lord.
Oh my Lord.
Namaha.
Namaha.
Obeisances.
Obeisances.
Tubhyam. Unto you. Bhagavate. The Supreme Personality of Godhead.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Vasudevaya,
Vasudevaya,
Krishna,
Krishna,
the son of Vasudeva,
the son of Vasudeva.
Dhimahi,
Dhimahi,
let me meditate upon.
let me meditate on.
Pradyumnaya,
Pradyumnaya,
unto Pradyumna.
unto Pradyumna.
Anirudaya,
Anirudaya,
unto Aniruddha.
unto Aniruddha.
Namaha,
Namaha,
respectful obeisance.
respectful obeisance.
Sankarshanaya,
Sankarshanaya,
unto Lord Sankarshan.
unto Lord Sankarshan.
Cha,
Cha,
also.
also.
Namaha,
Namaha,
all obeisances.
all obeisances.
Vijnana Matraya,
Vijnana,
unto the form full of knowledge.
unto the form full of knowledge.
Paramananda Mutaye,
Paramananda,
full of transcendental bliss.
full of transcendental bliss.
Atma Ramaya,
Atma,
unto the Lord,
unto the Lord,
who is self-sufficient.
who is self-sufficient.
Santaya,
Santaya,
and free from disturbances.
and free from disturbances.
Nivrita Dveta Distaye,
Nivrita Dvaita Distraya,
whose vision turns away from duality,
whose vision turns away from duality,
or who is one without a second.
or who is one without a second.
Translation by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada
Jai.
Nada gave Chitraketu the following mantra: O Lord, O Supreme Personality of God, who are addressed by Omkara Pranama, offer my respectful obeisances unto you. O Lord Vasudeva, I meditate upon you. O Lord Pradyumna, Lord Aniruddha, and Lord Sankarshan, I offer you my respectful obeisances. O reservoir of spiritual potency, O supreme bliss, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are self-effulgent and most peaceful. O ultimate truth, one without a second, you are realized as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, and are therefore the reservoir of all knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Please, can you respond very quickly? Narada gave Chitraketu the following mantra.
Narada gave Chitraketu the following mantra.
O Lord, the Supreme Personality, O Lord, Supreme Personality of God,
O Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead,
O Lord, O Supreme Personality of God,
O Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead,
who are addressed by Omkar,
who are addressed by Omkar,
Pranava,
Pranava.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
O Lord Vasudeva,
O Lord Vasudeva,
I meditate upon you.
I meditate upon you.
O Lord Pradyumna,
O Lord Pradyumna,
Lord Aniruddha,
Lord Aniruddha,
and Lord Sankarshan,
Lord Sankarshan,
I offer you my respectful obeisances.
I offer you my respectful obeisances.
O reservoir of spiritual potency,
O reservoir of spiritual potency,
O supreme bliss,
O supreme bliss,
I offer my respectful obeisances
I offer
unto
my
you,
respectful obeisances.
who are self-sufficient
Who are self-sufficient,
and most peaceful.
most peaceful,
O ultimate truth,
O ultimate truth,
one without a second,
one without a second.
you are realized as Brahman,
You realize there is Brahma,
Paramatma,
Paramatma,
and Bhagavan,
and Bhagavan,
and are therefore the reservoir of all knowledge.
and therefore the reservoir of all knowledge.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
Purport: in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that he is Pranava Sarva Vede Su, a syllable on in the Vedic mantras. In transcendental knowledge, the Lord is addressed as Pranava, Omkar, which is a symbolic representation of the Lord in sound. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudeva, who is an expansion of Narayan, expands himself as Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Sankarshan. From Sankarshan comes a second Narayan, expansion. And from this Narayan come further expansions of Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Sankarshan, and Aniruddha. The Sankarshan in this group is the original cause of the three Purusas, namely Karnodakashaya Vishnu, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, and Shirodakashaya Vishnu. Shirodakashaya Vishnu is situated in every universe in a special planet called Svetadvip. This is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita. Adantarasta. The word Anda means this universe. Within this universe is a planet called Svetadvip, where Shirodakashaya Vishnu is situated. From here come all incarnations within this universe. As confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, all these forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are Advaita, non-different. And they are also Achyuta, infallible. They do not fall down like the conditioned souls. The ordinary living entity is prone to falling into the clutches of Maya. But the Supreme Lord in his different incarnations and form is Achyuta, infallible. Therefore, his body is different from the material body possessed by the conditioned soul. The word matra is explained in the Medina dictionary as follows. Matra karana vibhushayam vite mane parishadi. The word mantra, in its different imports, is used to indicate the decoration of the ear, possession, respect, and the possession of a covering. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 2:14, Matas pasas tu kuntiya situsna sukadukadaha. Agamampa nityas tans titikshaswa bharata. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course, are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, ocean or barge, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. In the conditioned state of life, the body is used as our dress. And as one needs different dresses during the summer and winter, we conditioned souls are changing bodies according to our desires. However, because the body of the Lord is full of knowledge, it needs no covering. The idea that Krishna's body is like ours, in other words, that his body and soul are different, is misunderstanding. There are no such differences for Krishna because his body is full of knowledge. Here we receive material bodies because of lack of knowledge. But because Krishna, Vasudeva, is full of knowledge, there is no difference between his body and his soul. But an ordinary being cannot remember what he said the day before yesterday. Krishna remembers what he said 40 million years ago to the sun god, but an ordinary being cannot remember what he said the day before yesterday. Interesting. This is the difference between Krishna's body and our body. Therefore, the Lord is addressed as Vijnana Matraya Paramananda Murtaye. Because the Lord's body is full of knowledge, He always enjoys transcendental bliss. Indeed, His very form is Paramananda. This is confirmed in the Vedanta Sutra, Anandamayo Vyasat. By nature, the Lord is Anandamaya. Whenever we see Krishna, He is always full of Ananda in all circumstances. No one can make Him morose. Atmaramaya. He does not need to search for external enjoyment, because He is self-sufficient. Santaya. He has no anxiety. Kamis, Jnanis, and Yogis are full of anxiety because they want something. But a devotee does not want anything. Take that again. Kamis, Jnanis, and Yogis are full of anxiety because they want something. But a devotee does not want anything. He is simply satisfied in the service of the Lord, who is fully blissful. Nivrita Dvaita Drishtaye. In our conditioned life, our bodies have different parts. But although Krishna apparently has different bodily parts, no part of His body is different from any other part. Krishna can see with his eyes, and Krishna can see without his eyes. Therefore, in the Svetasvatara Upanishad, it is said, Pashyati Achakshu. He can see with his eye, he can see with his hands and legs. He does not need a particular bodily part to perform a particular action. Angani yasya sakalendriya vritinanti. He can do anything he desires with any part of his body. And therefore he is called Almighty. Jnana Timirasya Gidanjana Salakaya Saksu Militam Yena Tasmai Sigura Vilamhe Chaitanyam Mohistam Stafitam Yena Puti Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swam Kadanta Panchakalpatari Vyacha Kripas Elach Patitam Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Seyamante Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Gaurava Chara So this text is giving us an idea, and the purport, Prabhupada gives a very elaborate purport here. These two texts are very informative. Very informative in the sense that the whole confusion in the Indian subcontinent and in other parts of the world about who Krishna is. So, because even for people who are scholars of the Vedic literature, some people tend to think that Krishna is subservient to Vishnu, or Krishna is an incarnation of Vishnu. And no, the original personality of Godhead is Sri Krishna. He's like the original candle, from where other candles have derived their light and brightness. So you may have so many candles all over the place, but there's an original candle that was lit first. And then from that original candle, the light is passed on to other candles. And that's Krishna. So, and Krishna is self-manifest. Sometimes people wonder But if Krishna is the source of everything, where does Krishna himself come from? And that's why he's Achintya. That's why his whole knowledge about Krishna is inconceivable, it's Achintya. Because we tend to base our information culture on lived experience or phenomenology. In phenomenological research, what the researcher does is to be able to gather information from research participants based on their lived experience. But what would their lived experience really do? Because we have deficiencies. We are prone to cheating. We have imperfect sensory perception. So what is the question of our lived experience? It may have some purpose to give us some glimpse into what is not known. But ultimately, our senses, because our senses are imperfect, and we are prone to cheating. In fact, this is one of the major problems that researchers face, because the research participants are prone to cheating. They may not tell you the truth. But yeah, they might have been bribed. I mean, like, one of my brothers is a retired medical doctor in DC. He's an octogenarian, old elderly person. So he was telling me a story when he started practice, and he was working under, a senior doctor. So the senior doctor asked him to make some report. There were some medications that were manufactured by some company. So he asked him to conduct a research. So after conducting the research, it's a young, doctor in residency. He brought the results of the research to the senior consultant, his boss. And apparently the boss must have taken some money from the company. They want to tweak the results to suit the company's purpose. So here the consultant, the boss comes to tell him, you bet, you have to do it like this, you have to do it like this. The results. So he's a stubborn guy. So he just told his boss that, excuse me, sir, I conducted this research. If you want to change anything, you go ahead and change it. I have a copy. Take it. So you cannot be sure what you're getting there, what you hear on the news, what you get anywhere. You cannot be sure. See, I'm a research fellow, and this is one of the deficiencies in research. And therefore, we cannot really get perfect knowledge with our sense perception. That's my point. It is very, very difficult. But if we have knowledge from Krishna, why would Krishna cheat for what? For who? He is self-sufficient. He is admirable. We are not self-sufficient. We want something. Either we want some distinction, we want some fame, some adoration. We want some profit. We want a big name for ourselves. And this is also going on in the spiritual arena. People are fighting for power. So, we have anxiety because we want something. We are doing something, but we want something. I remember some story in Los Angeles in the early times. So here one new devotee joined, and then the pujari was he saw the pujari carrying some plate covered with napkin. So he was going. So he asked somebody that, "Where is he carrying? What's he carrying on his head? And where is he going?" He said, "Oh, he's a pujari. He's taking the boga to the deities." He said, "Oh. So how long will someone be in this movement before he becomes a deity?" So it's with some of us, this is our mindset. You know, we might not try to, we might not say that openly. That how long will I be here? How long will I serve before I become a worshipful deity? Before I get all the respect and command. All the respect and command from everybody here and there. How long will I serve then? Any morning, every morning, and each morning people see me. Then the person says to me, they say, "Jai." So we may laugh at somebody who says, when will I become a deity? But we want to become deities. Sometimes we work so hard in the beginning, but we work so hard with some motivation. Material, there's nothing wrong in working with motivation. What is the motivation? Or want some big name? Or want some profit? So, this is the cause of anxiety. This is why Papa mentioned that. We have anxiety because we want something. Why we want something? We are not ignorance. We are not self-satisfied. We may have all the resources based on the idea of being self-sufficient. But no one is self-sufficient on this planet. It's a word. It's a concept, but no one is practically self-sufficient. Even the president of this country, Donald Trump, is not self-sufficient. He needs to fly out from the airport. There are people who have to arrange and get things put in order for him to fly out. He's not a pilot. A pilot has to fly in out from the airport. So the whole world is a culture of interdependency. So our devotional life is also based on interdependency. We serve in a community, in a Vaishnava community based on interdependence, with the center being the Lord. So, that being said, the dualities we experience, again, is because we have acquired material bodies. Material body is subject to dualities. We can become happy because we experience some good things happen. And we can become sad because we have some challenges. But challenges and good deeds, they're just part of this material world. We can't run away from it. If we want to run away from it, we have to change the body to go back to the spiritual world. As much as we have material bodies, challenges are concomitant factors of material bodies. And challenges do bring us anxiety. So, a number of important things are mentioned in the purport, and one of them is the major distinction between the Lord and the conditioned soul. Sometimes people look at Christian like every other person. Like, the example that Prabhupada gives in the purport is so pertinent. We see with our eyes. We need to eat, but we need our hands. We need to carry the food from the plate, and then have the mouth as a support tool to be able to send the food down the throat to the stomach. So again, even within in our own bodies, within these bodies, there is interdependence. One limb doesn't say, well, I have to enjoy the food by myself. There's a concept of community even within the body. Community means what? There are two words there. Commune and unity. There's some communication, there's some type of empathic communication, and that is to bring about, unity. That is engendered by unity. So if a body is set up in such a way that the different limbs of the body have to cooperate to be able to make the body functional, we also, as individuals, we can really say we are independent of each other. That's what I was making a point of interdependence. But the Lord is completely beyond this. He's admirable. He's self-sufficient. And the limbs of the Lord, they're completely different from the limbs of the conditioned soul. We see with our eyes. The Lord can see with any of his limbs. We need our hands to send the food to our mouth for eating. The Lord can just eat simply by glancing over the food. And he's satisfied. He takes our devotion, our love and devotion. Patram, Puskam. It might be just a leaf, water, fruit. But what does Christian take from our offering? Our love and devotion. And this is the whole essence of Bhakti. Is a culture that is based on service with an input of love and devotion. That's it. And so, if we understand the basic idea that the quadruple expansion is just not just one set, but then again two sets of quadruple expansion. But the foundation again is Krishna. The foundation is again Krishna. So here in this verse is specifically mentioned Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Sankarshan. And within this very universe, we have a place. If you read 10 Canto, especially if you hear of stories of Lord Brahman the demigod led by Brahman, going to Svetadip to solicit for help from Lord Vishnu. They're going to actually meet or solicit help from Shiva Shaivish. And Prabhupada mentioned in the purport. That is the source of all incarnations in this universe. It's not just that, it's not directly from Krishna. Krishna is just far away. Far away. And so people who do not understand the details, they don't read the Puranas, they tend to minimize the vision of Krishna. But yeah, when we read the Bhagavatam, we understand that. We understand the very concept of Krishna's true Bhagavatam. Therefore, the culture of love and devotion for the devotee is completely different, because something that you know the details, you have a better honor and respect for it. If you just see someone putting on a shirt, a white shirt, and jogging on the street, and he looks skinny like me, you might just think, oh, he's some college student, maybe. But that person might be the vice chancellor of NYU or Columbia. Because you saw him on the shirt. because you saw him on the shirt. You don't know. You don't know the details of the person. When we know the details about something, we can appreciate more. And that is one of the reasons why when we read and understand the details of the concepts in the Bhagavatam, that helps in boosting our devotion and our service attitude. Not only does it purify us, but it does a lot of other things. And one of them is that we become detached from the desire to lord over material nature. Are there some comments on this point? Because we have just about 3 or 4 minutes left. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj. When you said we need to know the details, to what extent does that go? Because in our classes we hear a lot about the Lord in terms of his ontological position, but we don't always hear so much about his stories. And it seems like those details are also required for really becoming interested in Krishna.
Yeah.
So I was wondering to hear your comments on that.
If we understand the details, that helps too. And that's why, like, the Prophet has given us purpose. And this purpose, Prophet has encapsulated in this purpose a number of stories from the Puranas to be able to boost, to help to explain whatever he says. He has to back up with some historical or Puranic stories, Puranic references. And one of the things that I remember, I was at LA recently, and then I was mentioning some point that, yeah, we like to tell stories, but when we tell stories, we should also give the reference. Because, Prabhupada gives references, but some of the stories we hear are completely like impersonal stories. And when we start giving those stories in the Bhagavatam, and they don't reflect that interpersonal relationship with the Lord, people get confused. So I remember, I think the next 2 days later, when one devotee was giving a class, I think one Swami, I don't want to mention his name, was challenging him about what he was saying, where did he get his points? So that was like instigating some real rapport. Yeah, so details are important for us. And I had problems. I remember when I was a brahmachari in New Jersey, I had problem with devotees giving classes, because I would ask for the source of the information, and they would say, oh, I bring my, my scholarship stuff to the class, that, these are stories that gurus have been giving, these are stories that senior devotees have been giving. I say, yeah, it's good. I will repeat this story somewhere, and someone would ask me, what's the reference? I remember one time I gave a story in one country in Africa, in West Africa, and after the class, one of the senior devotees there is an immigration officer. He came, he didn't ask me in the class, but he came to ask me that, Maharaj, this story. And I was telling some story about Krishna being a brahmachari, claiming to be a brahmachari. And he told the gopis that they should just chant, Krishna is a brahmachari when they go to the Jamuna. And the Jamuna will open up for them to cross to go to Vasa. That troop was led by Radharani. But he never had that story before that. When I was finished the class, he came behind to ask me that, where can we get this story? Oh yeah. So there are so many things. Look, I was already in the Kalki Purana, and it just full of some heavy stuff. These are thousands of years to come. They are already documented. Kalki hasn't come. He's coming for thousands of years ahead. But his pastimes are already documented. So, we have to speak based on Sastra. Guru, Sahib, and Sastra. There's a check and balance. Because otherwise we would turn to every other society in some culture, Eastern culture, that, anybody can create their story, and then it becomes like a mishmash. So we have to follow, we have to be Prabhupada Nuga. We have to follow the footsteps of Prabhupada. Prabhupada has given so many stories. Shrimad Bhagavatam. Okay.
Jai. There you go.